something that's for Vegas. We'll also give out last-minute concert tickets, different things like that to our followers. And another way we use it is to sort of promote events or smaller things on property that you might not necessarily put out in a press release or something on your website because it's a last-minute event.
Lou, piggybacking on that a little bit, one of the things that I think that Luxor also enjoys about the social media is the sense of immediacy. It kind of ties in well with our mobile marketing initiatives as well, where we might not have a cell phone number for every one of our customers or people that are interested in Luxor, but it allows us to be able to communicate with guests while they're actually in town through Twitter or through a status update or something posted on Facebook. And I think these days, a lot of people while they're not necessarily checking their email while they're here in Las Vegas, they do stay connected with their Twitter accounts and their Facebook accounts. And so it does give us that opportunity to communicate with potential consumers and our fans and friends while they're actually in market and can drive a direct response, an immediate response based on the messaging that we're sending out.
Yeah, it's interesting. You mentioned immediacy, and I think the expectation in social media space is to send a message and to receive an instant reply, where back in the day with email, you would expect to receive a reply in 24 hours or what have you. How do you guys staff it? How do you prepare to take on those immediate requests and questions from consumers and answer them? How do you guys do that properly? Who manages that? Is it a PR function? Is it a marketing function?
It's a good question. Within Luxor, it's a marketing function, although PR is involved as well. What we've done is we've expanded our social media presence beyond just one individual. So we have some casino hosts now that are actually on Facebook and also have Twitter accounts. We've got our race and sportsbook manager on Twitter. And so we are allowing, and this is all with the overview of PR, so that and there's a training process that needs to be that is in place as well, so that when we bring on these other people to use these communication vehicles, they know what is appropriate and what is not appropriate because they are representing the corporation. So we've kind of expanded it so that when different requests, different questions, different comments come in, we have the right people that can actually respond to them.
Peter, what about at the Hilton? How do you guys structure that?
At the Hilton, we don't have as many resources as the Big Lion or the Pyramid or the Planet. Our competitors on the Strip certainly have an advantage over us. So what we try to do is staff it with people we feel are appropriate for what we're trying to do. There are 2 or 3 of us that are pretty active in the space. What we try to do is get customers to sample our property. We're not in a lot of people's faces. Our marketing budgets are a fraction of our competitors. So we really try to make it social. We're doing a couple of community service related social media events. We have Toys for Tweets promotion that we're launching today. And what that's really designed to do is to bring awareness to people that there is a Hilton in Las Vegas with a casino, and despite being only 100 feet away from the convention center, that's not the only reason to stay at the Las Vegas Hilton. So, but it's really a challenge for us because we have limited resources. We are just now beginning to take a look at how we can help develop other employees to get involved in social media. Our approach has been, we're not going to guide them. We're going to take more of the Zappos approach, which is going to be to inform them what it is, teach them responsibility, but allow them to have their own voice and just really run with it. And if they don't take on the social media, it's not a big deal. We're not going to coach them to do that. We really are looking for people who want to do social media and send the message of the Las Vegas Hilton out there, because we find that it's been most successful when we have our social events at the property.
I think that's what's great about social media. It's almost the wild, wild west, where it's not cookie cutter. We're all trying new things, new programs. Brian, at Vegas.com, how are you guys structured? Is it one central group, or
we have a couple of power users, for lack of a better term, who are very into it and pay attention. But then we have a team of people kind of on the corporate side who are, again, they're just interested. They know a lot about the city. They care about the customers, so they'll answer questions. And then our contact center, we have agents 24/7, 365. So they're monitoring as well, because if you set that expectation, you have to be there. And it's not easy to do, but the other big thing is there has to be a lot of trust, to your point. I mean, we're part of a larger corporation, and we've had hello? Oh. We've had numerous discussions. I thought corporate HR knew I was talking about them and cut me off. We've had numerous discussions about how, here we have people who are really passionate. They want to take pictures of their workplace. They want to share what they do all day. How cool is that? We can't cut them off. We need to, again, inform them, help them, guide them, let them know if they have a question, go ask someone before you just throw something up there. And if you make a mistake, we'll deal with it. But I always tell those guys, and this seems to resonate with them, the best part about social media is if an employee does something really bad, there's a written record of it. So, you guys have to like that.
Brandy, you want to give us an update? I don't know.
Sure. So social media really resides with our interactive marketing and our PR groups, but we're similar to Luxor, definitely empowering our employees to utilize the medium. So our casino hosts are on Facebook. Our poker manager is PH Poker Manager on Twitter. He also participates in some of the niche poker forums, so answering questions about Vegas or our poker room or things like that. And we, similar to, I guess, Brian and Brad, we truly believe that all employees should be empowered, and that's really how to scale it.
Michael, you want to add to that?
Yeah, the MGM Grand, for the most part, Facebook and Twitter, as I mentioned, since they are really direct response efforts for us right now, they reside within the marketing department, but we do have a fairly robust social media presence through our food and beverage group. All of our restaurants have Twitter accounts, all of our restaurants have Facebook pages, and we also have a food and beverage Facebook page that's attached to MGM Grand. So the food and beverage folks, again, as a direct response, as a marketing mechanism, have been very aggressive in keeping their brands out there in the social media ecosphere. But we are trying to involve more people throughout the property. We have a buy-in from all senior management. Everybody's very supportive of our efforts on Twitter. And we're doing our best to engage as many departments as possible. We're just starting to roll out for our casino hosts the use of Facebook and for Twitter for them to communicate with their customers. But more importantly, what we're trying to do is really establish a way to make this more meaningful and kind of get beyond the direct response piece and figure out a way to use Twitter to really engage people that are just interested in Las Vegas, similar to what Vegas.com has done very effectively. So we're doing things like creating personas, a fictitious character that becomes kind of like who was the guy on Casino, Rothstein, who knew just everything about his property. He knew how many blueberries were in the muffins. So we've invented this type of character for MGM Grand who will tweet interesting facts, maybe some not so interesting facts, but little details about how many miles of wiring does it take to install Madonna's concert at the Grand Garden Arena, or what events are happening in Macau right now that our VIP hosts might want to hear about. So really just trying more interesting ways to engage our customers through Twitter.
And Lou, just to piggyback once again, I think that's important what he's saying. Keeping it fun. We were just talking earlier before we started the session on the phase of Facebook that we're in, where I'm actually removing friends from my own personal Facebook because at some point, some of these messages become cold messages that don't really resonate with me, and I don't know this individual, and it just feels too commercial. It feels too hard sell. And so I think it's important with regards to this space to always maintain that unique identity, that personality. Danielle, who's in the audience, does a great job in maintaining our Luxor, the voice of Luxor, the personality of Luxor through our social media efforts. And I think that's one of the most important things that we can hold on to and maintain is that personality. Otherwise, it's just another advertising
vehicle, which